What's up guys, and welcome back to Tech Plant. I posted a video recently about my massive carnivorous plant collection, and a lot of you asked, how do you actually feed all these plants? So that's what this video is about. Let's check it out. Maxsea is the way I actually feed my plants. This fertilizer can be mixed with water to create like fertilizing droplets that I apply to the leaves of my plants. Remember, we don't want to actually apply this to the soil. So how I prepare this is I start with a gallon of distilled water, and I just take a spoonful of this and put it in there and shake it up. The great thing about this fertilizer is you can buy one tub and it will probably honestly last you a lifetime, just because it takes forever to burn through just 1 gallon. Now the next important thing is how you're actually going to apply this to the leaves. I use like a medical syringe. I bet you even like a diabetic syringe would work better because the needle's a lot finer, but I'm not sure. This is more of like a general purpose medical syringe. So all you're going to do is dip this in your fertilizing gallon and just suck up as much as you can fit, and then we're going to go actually feed the plants. We'll start with the Drosera capensis. Here you can see this one has already eaten quite a bit of fungus gnats. Honestly, this is the easiest way to feed these plants, is just to always have a fungus gnat infestation, but most of us don't really like that, and neither do I, so these do a good job of taking care of that. So anyways, if you don't have an infestation like me, all you're really going to do is take the syringe and then put it on the actual leaf and just put a droplet or two on each leaf. Here's a little sundew in the base of the pot, and on these little smaller ones I just put a drop right in the center, and the tentacles usually kind of hold it right there. The same goes for most of my sundews. Here's my Drosera gromagolosis, and I just pretty much put it on every like new leaf and just kind of apply it, kind of rub it around, and that pretty much does the trick. Make sure you don't put too much on where it starts to run down into the soil, because again, we don't want mineral buildup in the substrate because that will slowly kill the plants. So try and make sure that the fertilizer only sits on the leaves. However, you can throw all that information out for this. This is the Drosera regia, or the king sundew. This one actually prefers a little bit of fertilizer in its soil. So I usually put a lot of it on the leaves so it kind of runs down to the base of the plant, and this one actually does pretty well. I have read on the internet that if you don't feed this thing enough, it will just straight up die. So you don't have to worry too much about it actually getting to the soil, because it seems to help this one in this case. You can see here that this one has been feasting on the fungus gnats pretty well, and it's actually caught quite a bit. That's another good reason to have a lot of sundews, is they're really good at catching fungus gnats. I forgot to show this one in my last video, but this one is an Nepenthes pitcher plant, and this one is a little different than the other ones. Very cool and very tropical, but I don't have a very cool collection, so I forgot to show it to you. But however, feeding this one's pretty much the same as the rest. I just add some of this fertilizer water into the pitchers, and it seems to help it grow pretty well. You can see too on the inside that this one actually ends up catching fungus gnats too, which is surprising because I wouldn't think they would actually crawl in there. But it does a good job. Here's a pitcher plant you did see in my last video, and this is the Sarracenia. I feed this the same way, where I just take the syringe and I put like 1 or 2 millimeters in, quite a bit more than I would put on the sundews, just because it can pool up inside. I do have a pet spider who I feed crickets to, and any cricket that's too large that the pet store gives me that I can't feed to the spider, I end up just tossing in these because they can definitely contain and eat them well. That way I'm not wasting them. Finally, it's how to feed these fly traps. You can use live insects, but sometimes it's kind of hard to trigger the traps, and I think it stresses them out a little bit. So I just put drops in the corners of the fly traps so I don't bump those little hairs triggering the trap. That seems to do the trick. Here's a way I do not recommend doing, but some people have found success with this, and that is with fish food. You can grind up betta food, shrimp food, or other fish food and kind of get it wet, make a slurry, and then you can apply this to your sundews or other plants. However, the main thing I don't like about it is it doesn't always get digested by the plants very quickly, and it can start molding really fast. If your sundews are young and small, the mold can kind of overtake them and end up killing them, so I definitely recommend the Maxsea way. And if you can't get Maxsea, try and find some other fertilizer that is similar, because I promise you, you'll have much better results. Alright guys, that sums up this video. I hope you learned a lot, and I hope you guys actually get a collection of your own and you know how to feed them now, so that'd be really awesome. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and as always, may your plants go strong and healthy. I'll see you next time.